Well, I think pretty much everyone's been on these guys before and everything, but we'll kind of just do a little refresher for anyone new who hops on for lovely 2021, kicking off the year right. If we haven't had a chance to meet, my name is Luke. I am here in Arizona. I am not in Colorado or Illinois or Tennessee or wherever you are, but I'm in Arizona. Um, we work, this is kind of a collaboration between Abilities 360 in Arizona, Adaptive Ventures, and the Dragon Boat associations that are in different states and everything. So thank you for joining on. We'll kind of get started here in just a little bit. We kind of give people, what do we say, usually about 5-ish minutes to kind of hop on. Um, this is a pretty much inclusive adaptive workout. So we make it as hard as you like or as easy as you want it to be. And so we'll be using kind of household items here and there. If you have some weights or you actually have picked up some gym equipment over the last couple months, I encourage you to use that. If you have questions at all, you can
I'll be right back. I gotta get my weights.
Oh, you got the weights.
you can directly message me or directly message Gilbert. We'll try to answer your questions as they come in. When we get started here, I'll just have everyone kind of lean in nice and close to their screen and just look at the bottom of your corner screen to see if you're on mute. We'll kind of just do a recheck. So if you need to find where the mute is, now is the chance to do that. And as we get started, I'm going to be using two weights like I usually do. These are two 10-pound weights. You can use, again, water bottles. We've gotten very creative on these calls. So you can use water bottles, soup cans, gallon jugs, etc. You pick. Some of the other equipment we use here is if you have a resistance band, we're going to use that resistance band for some stretches in the beginning. If you don't have a resistance band, that's okay. You can grab a towel. I've got kind of a long bath towel here. Kind of fills up that space. We're also going to maybe use that for some stretching. So take your pick. You can also use a broomstick. This is my kind of just pull. But you can use a broomstick, sweeper, swiffer, whatever you would like to use. I see Kuna's got his Dragon Boat paddle with him. So if you'd like to use your Dragon Boat paddle, Kate's like, I don't know what that is. Just kidding. So you can grab anything you'd like. We'll be creative. If again you have questions at all, please let us know. Every single exercise we do on this call can be adapted, can be modified, can be thrown out, and I'll give you a new one. So just kind of let us know, and we'll kind of hop into it. Today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do our regular workout, and then instead of we sometimes do like a fun question at the end, but for these upcoming weeks to kind of start off the year, we're going to do some Dragon Boat trivia and kind of some questions about Dragon Boat, and some kind of information about Dragon Boat, because as Gilbert and I realized as we continued on this virtual call this past year and everything, there were at least more than two, sometimes more than three, even more than five people who had never really gotten involved in dragon boating who are hopping on these calls, which is awesome. That's what we want. And so we want to take this time for not only Gilbert and I to educate you about dragon boating, but obviously for people like I'll call out like Bob and Evie and Kuna, who have obviously done dragon boating for maybe a day or two. Just kidding, they've done it for a long time. But we can kind of talk about dragon boating, and maybe you can hear other people's experiences. And if you have any questions at all, you let us know. Okay. So with that, today we've kind of done a similar workout to this before. I'll be adjusting my camera on my screen kind of up and down as we get rolling here in a second. So I'll show a lower body movement, and then I'll show a seated exercise. So you can pick between them. You can create your own hybrid if you'd like, but I'll be showing two different exercises per each. We usually do each exercise for about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on the exercise. And I'll give you some time to rest If you don't have a water bottle with you, this is just my little water bottle with stickers all over it. But if you don't have a water bottle near you, you might want to grab one. Or as we work out, you'll be forced to grab one eventually. So we'll have some fun with it. Today, we're going to basically do an exercise for about 30 seconds, and then we're going to do what's called a burst. And a burst is kind of a 15-second kind of cardio exercise that will require you to move a little faster. You don't have to move crazy fast, and if you want to move slower, you can, up to you. But it's just a 15-second little burst. We're going to do 3 little bursts, and that is to symbolize what we're going to talk about at the end here, a start of a dragon boat race. Okay, so we're going to talk about the start of a dragon boat race after this, and I'll kind of let Bob and Evie and Kuna and anybody else who wants to talk about what a start feels like, what a start kind of like feels like when you coach it, and what the goal of a start is. So I'll give those people who have done a start to kind of simmer and think about it for a little bit. But our first exercise is going to be a stretch. It's going to be a warm-up. So you can grab your band, your towel, your stick. I'll be going back and forth between these 3 items just to show you, but feel free to use different, sorry, my phone's going off. There we go. Different apparatuses, if you will. Okay. So go ahead and grab in that band, and we're going to raise that band up overhead. Big stretch, just kind of right behind the head, like, okay, feel that stretch in the chest. Come back forward. We're shaking out that New Year's party, maybe. Pulling back. Good, a little further if you can. And come back forward. And now if you can, we're going to go all the way back. Big, huge stretch. Take a big deep breath and come back forward. Nice. One more time all the way back. And back on forward. Good. Now, this is my office. I should apologize first off. This is my office at work, so if you're seeing like he's got ropes and all this junk behind him and everything, this is a working gym here at Ability 360. So if you've never been here in Arizona, there's a gym on the other side of you, and so there's a lot of equipment and stuff in here. So if I tend to bump or stuff falls, or you're like, the walls are moving, it's okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get a nice wide grip here. Your left arm is going to go up first. Right arm is going to stay off to the side. And left arm goes back and behind if you can, and then come back forward. And so it's just our left arm going back and forward here. We should do a question one time. Usually we do a fun question at the end, but we'll do a question one time of how much gym equipment have you actually accrued since March of 2020? Good. All right. So now left arm's going to come out to the side. Right arm's going to go out straight. And now it's our right arm moving back and forth. Just breathing through the stretch. We're just trying to wake up the shoulders because we're going to be using them in just a second. Good. This next stretch, we're going to actually move into kind of a lower body split and an upper body split. Okay. So whichever one you'd like. We got everybody on the call here, okay? So you pick what works for you. All right, we're going to take that left arm. You can grab your left wrist. You're going to basically pull it across your body, look over your shoulder, come back in, pull that left arm across, look over, and come back in. And that's going to be our upper body stretch, okay? If you would like to do a lower body stretch, this is where we get into the fun camera moving, okay? You're going to get a nice wide stance, okay? You're going to bend over, touch that left leg, come back up. Bend on over, touch that left leg, and come back up. So you pick between the stretches. Okay, I usually demo the seated stretch just so you can see my face in it and you're not staring at my feet. So whichever one you'd like, and go for it. Just big pull, big stretch. Good. 3 more deep stretches. Good. And kind of shake it out, shake out your legs, shake out your arms. Now we're going to switch it. So now we're going to pull that right arm across, yanking that right arm across, or we're getting a nice wide stance with our legs, and you're going to bend down, go ahead and touch that right leg and come back up. Okay, so pick between and go for it. If you ever have any questions of that seems like a really silly stretch or exercise, why the heck are we doing it? I love those questions. Please, please ask those questions. Or if you have a question of what is this actually doing, or I don't want to do this, I will give you a reason. No problem. 2 more stretches. Good, and shake it out one more time. All right, now if you're seated, okay, so waist up, my head's gonna get cut off a little bit here, but if you're seated, okay, what we're gonna do here is you're gonna bring your hands hips to hips, just kind of twisting, rotating, kind of waking up that back a little bit. All right, for our lower body variation, we're gonna basically do a similar stretch we were just doing, but now it's called toe to toe or tick tock. So you kind of go down here, toe to toe, tick tock. Okay, so find the stretch that you want and go for it. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. All right, now I should kind of preface this too. I may forget to say take a drink or grab some water or have a water break. If you ever need to grab water during any of these workouts, go ahead and do so. No pressure. If you need to take a break, if you're getting lightheaded, let us know. We don't want anybody to get hurt or pass out on your Zoom call because that's not fun. So we don't want anybody doing that. If you do have to leave the Zoom call early at all, that's completely fine. You don't need to announce to the world, hey, I'm leaving, goodbye. You can just head out and that's okay. So I think that's it. Just check one more time that you are muted. It looks like everyone is, but just check one more time. Lean in, look at your corner. There it is. And this is our first exercise. So first exercise, you are going to grab those dumbbells or grab those weights, whatever weights you have. This is going to be our first seated exercise. So this is our seated one, and I'll give you a lower body one with it in just a second, okay? So they're going to be right here. You're going to get your weights, put them right in front of your shoulders, and we're going to do alternating presses, okay? Alternating presses. So press, 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 press. Good. Get the picture. Okay, we're going to be doing that for 30 seconds, all right? Then lower body wise, okay, we're going to be doing some alternating lunges. So make sure you have some space. You can do a backward lunge, you can do a forward lunge, up to you, okay? But you're basically going to be alternating here, alternate those legs, step back, etc. Okay? There we go. All right, so we got 30 seconds for this one. If you would like, I encourage some people to play music in the background since you are muted and you need some motivational music and you don't want to hear me huffing and puffing and breathing, you are encouraged to play music if you'd like. 30 seconds on the clock. Then we've got 2 more rounds of that, a burst at the end. Follow along. Ready? Ooh, and go for it. Ooh, press. Good, just kind of warming up. Waking up those shoulders. Good, I love Gina's dumbbells. Those are great. 3, 2, 1, and relax.
You improvise when you don't have anybody to go to get him in the basement. Met my parents.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I should also say Gina has this like little dog that will come up out of nowhere and just kind of stare at her forehead. So if you see that, it's completely normal. It's completely normal.
He has 2 other ones to chase right now.
All right, alternating dumbbells and go. And you can do alternating presses or lunges, up to you. Presses or lunges. Good, keep going, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Okay, now let me explain what's going to happen on this last one, okay? So we've got one more set of these alternating presses. Then all of us are going to go into a jumping jack variation, okay? So if you're seated and you'd like to stay seated, we're just coming here with the arms, okay? If you're standing and you'd like to jump back and forth, you can kind of do that split stance, regular jumping jack, okay? We have 3 sets of this burst, okay? It's only 15 seconds, but when we do it, it's got to be fast, it's got to be powerful, do the best you can for 15 seconds, and then we'll get a drink, okay? One more time on the alternating presses, 10 seconds, bring those weights up, and get ready for the burst. And go. Welcome, Paul. I was missing Paul. There we go. There's Paul. Nice. Good.
I went for a walk and I lost track of the time.
No worries. No worries. It's just good to have you here. Good. Keep pressing. All right, and relax. Okay, get ready for your burst. So either you're seated, you've got your arms going, either you got your feet going too with the jumping jacks. 15 seconds, that's it. Ready, set, go. Good, almost there. 3, 2, relax. Catch your breath. Now this next one, try to give me 2% more. 2% more, just give me a little bit more. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. And drop. Okay. 15 seconds starts to seem like a long time. Ugh. All right. 5 seconds. Last time. Here we go. Push it. Go. Three, 2, done. Whew. Okay. Catch your breath. Shoulders might be burning a little bit. All right. This is that chance to grab the drink of water. Stall. All right. Okay. Our next exercise, okay, for upper body, all right. Let me adjust this real quick. Grab my chair back. You are going to need one of your weights. One of your weights. You can use 2 if you'd like, up to you. So grabbing that weight, going to put it behind your head. Bring those elbows close, and we're going to press up. Press up, okay? So regular tricep extension above that head, okay? Again, you can use 2 weights. You can use 1 weight. It's a little easier to hold on to 1 weight. Up to you, okay? 30 seconds for a lower body movement. What we're going to do here, forgive me, there we go. Okay, I want you to find a chair or a couch or something that you can reference to, okay? You're basically going to do a squat, and as soon as you hit that chair, you pop back up, okay, to kind of know where to go. So you're going to boop, pop right back up, pop right back up. So kind of like a sit to stand, squat.
Hey, Luke, why do our elbows need to be close to our head?
Good question. Good question. So it's important when you, that's a great question. So when the arms go back behind the head, you're going to naturally want to flare your elbows. When you squeeze your elbows nice and close, you get kind of a deeper stretch with the triceps. Okay. And then as you extend, you isolate those triceps more. Does that kind of make sense? Deal. Okay. All right. Now, if that, sometimes it can kind of hurt as the triceps come a little closer. Everyone's built a little differently. So if you're like, I sound like Rice Krispies when I do that and it hurts, then don't do that for you. Okay. So find a variation that kind of works for you. If you can, mobilize and try to get those elbows close, the better. Okay. So squats or tricep extensions, 30 seconds, and go for it. And you're just kind of pumping it out, getting that weight moving. Take your pick, squat or tricep extension. I'd be impressed if you could do both at the same time. Don't try that. 3, 2, and relax. Another reason it's kind of important to keep those elbows close is because when you have to reach for something, whether you're seated or standing, if you're reaching for something and bringing it down, okay, you're more stable with your elbows close and locked in here. Like if I'm holding, I don't know, a crock pot. Let's just say you put your crock pot on the top shelf of your kitchen for some reason, but you grabbed it, okay, and you're lowering it down, okay, and you're holding it there versus holding it here. That's kind of an unsteady situation, more steady there. All right, another set and go. And it tends to pull the shoulders a little further back, which we know is important not only for posture, but for working on that posture of a dragon boat athlete, which we'll talk about. Good, keep going. And relax. All right.
Isn't it just for like just for our muscles to get like conditioned or something, not necessarily for posture, just to make our arms stronger more than.
Yes. So good points to both, Paul. So yes to both of those. So we're working on conditioning, we're working on strength, and at the same time we can work at posture as well. So that's a good point. So we got one more set of these, then into the burst. I'll explain the burst in just a second, and go. Good, and you are halfway there. Now, if you want, I really like Gilbert's example right now. He's using a band. You can use a band with this exercise too. He's kind of jimmy rigged it where he's either sitting on it or it's hooked up to something. And relax. So if you want to stare at Gilbert for a second, he'll demo at least 200 reps of his tricep extension, so you'll really get a clear picture. Oh, he's hooked it up to a heavy cinder block dumbbell. Very good, very good. His 100 pounds that he curls with every night. Very nice. Okay, just kidding. All right, so now we're going to move into our burst. And so our burst is going to be kind of, I call these monkey arms. You can call these whatever you'd like. They're just kind of weird. But one arm's going to be up high, one arm's going to be down low, and you're going to swing through, and we're going to move nice and fast, okay? Now, if your arm hurts maybe way up at the top, stop right up here, and you're just moving as fast as you can in kind of this plane, trying to keep those arms straight, all right? Our lower body movement is going to be a mountain climber, okay? So you're going to be on your hands and feet. You're going to drive your knees up, okay? And chopping back and forth. All right. Okay. So monkey arms. This again is working on that big reach up top, that big swing as you come through. Okay. Your shoulder blades actually have to kind of move out of the way of each other, and your rib cage rotates. Okay. 15 seconds as fast as you can, and go. Good, this is your burst. Nice. 3, 2, and relax. Looks like Sue has a victim behind her that would like to join us. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, we've got another burst coming up. 3, 2, and go. Mountain climber or swinging. Good. I see Bob and his wife killing the mountain climbers. Nice. Good. Trying to throw those arms back and relax. And again, as we discuss I'm sweating here. My eyebrows are sweating. That's gross. Sorry. As we discuss the dragon boat posture inside the boat, you'll also realize why this movement, what we're doing right here, has a lot to do with rotation, pulling, speed, force, etc. Okay? Last time, and go. There you go. Move those arms, drive those legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, done. Now, I will warn you, and Kate on the call has been a victim to this. I will warn you that sometimes I miscount, I'll add a few, or I'll forget exactly where we are. So if I say one more and you're like, whoa, we've already done 7. Hold on. Then just let me know. You can unmute yourself, okay? All right, next exercise is going to be a lateral raise and a lateral lunge. A lateral raise and a lateral lunge, okay? So you're gonna grab those weights again, okay? What we're gonna do, we're gonna go alternating arms and alternating legs, okay? And I'll show you the legs in just a second, okay? So alternating arms here, okay? Colin and Sarah have a fur baby coming around the chair, very nice. Okay, so that's alternating arms, all right? And those are called lateral raises. Or if you'd like to do some legs here, okay? You can do this a couple different ways. So you can get a nice wide stance, and you can go lateral lunge to lateral lunge. Or if you don't have that flexibility, you can take that step and do a lateral lunge as deep or as far as you'd like. Okay, so pick your variation. You would just be alternating. And I don't necessarily have the space where I am, but if you do, then you can use it, okay? So lateral raise, lateral lunge, 30 seconds. Go as deep or as high as you'd like. Let me just grab my weights and go for it. You kind of want to move at a pretty consistent pace. Good, halfway. I really wanted to see Gilbert grab those 100 pounds and do this one with it, you know? Hey-yo, rotel tomatoes, yes. Yes, Gilbert. And relax. Okay, so this exercise you should be feeling kind of on the side of your shoulder. Try not to, it's gonna kind of engage anyways, but try not to only use your neck. Some people, when they do lateral raises, you'll just see them kind of do this. You know, it looks like they're just shrugging. And they have something called KIDZs, kids. And so it makes them go like this all the time. Just kidding, just kidding. I had you for a second. All right, lateral raises again. And go for it. If you have kids, you might be stressed. If you have grandkids, I hear that's a blessing because you get to send them home. Good, almost there. 10 seconds. Keep moving those arms. 3, 2, and relax. So the lateral part of the shoulder or the lateral part of the hip is very important because we do a lot of our movement in this motion right here. We walk forward, we walk backwards, we eat forward. Hopefully you don't eat backwards, but you get the point. And so lateral raises works on that lateral motion that the skeleton of the body works in as well, okay? And final time, go for it. Last time, 30 seconds. There you go. Try to dominate with that shoulder. Try your best not to use that big, huge neck muscle. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and drop those weights. Okay, now if you need to grab a drink of water, go ahead and do so. I'll take a quick sip real quick. Okay. And our next burst, okay, is going to be a kind of a bicycle, or kind of a seated version where it's an elbow to a knee, okay? So let me adjust my camera and then scoot back a little bit. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to bring my hands behind my head. Now I want to sit up nice and tall. I want to actually pull my elbows back. So I squeeze my shoulder blades together and I keep that position right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my right elbow to my left knee. Okay, my right elbow to my left knee. So I rotate, I come down, I touch, and I come back up. Rotate, touch down, and come back up. All right. Be careful with this, okay, that you don't yank on your neck. Okay. It will hurt. Don't do it. All right. If you have a fear or kind of your neck's tight or this position's already tight and you can't keep your elbows back, you can go fingertips. Fingertips right here, and that way you're not going to yank on your neck. Okay, so take your pick, whichever one you'd like. All right. The burst on the ground, I'm adjusting my camera there. Okay, you're going to come down here, laying down. Hands can either come behind the head or just right here. Okay, and you're going to bicycle, and you're rotating right here. Again, take your pick with your hands wherever you'd like them. Okay, 15 seconds on the clock. Ready, and go for it. Good. This is a really, really important exercise for dragon boating. And relax. Catch your breath. Now, if this is getting you maybe lightheaded, because it's a lot of up and down and everything, what you can do is not go down as far, okay? So just still work on that rotation, but don't dip up and down, okay? All right, we got another burst. Ready, and go. Good, keep breathing, pick up the speed a little bit. Use those abdominals, that back muscles. Good, and relax. Sorry, that was 18 seconds. It's a little hard to see my clock as I'm twisting back and forth. We've got one more, okay? Whew. Clear the sweat out of your face, and go. Good, keep breathing. Five, 4, 3, 2, and up. Okay. Take a breather. Take a breath. Grab a drink. All right. We basically have, I want to say, two more exercises, and 2 more bursts, okay? Our next exercises, all right, are going to be, I've got my little cheat code in front of me here, okay? So we've got a alternating single leg RDL, So that might be a little mumbo and jumbo to people, but I'll show you what those mean in a second, all right? Then we are going to do alternating dumbbell front raise, okay? So I'm grabbing my dumbbells, I'm scooting back here. I'm going to have my weights on my knees or on my lap, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to point my hands up to the sky. So my palms are facing the ceiling, okay? So if you can kind of see it, my palms are up, they're facing the ceiling, and I'm going to lock my elbows. I'm going to try to keep my arms as straight as possible. And then we're going to alternate. One arm comes up, one arm comes up, okay? And we're alternating there. Now the reason why we're rotating the palm, having the palm face up, is because everyone, me included, does a lot of motions forward. Okay, we do a lot of this motion here. If you think about it, we drive, we type, we text, we go to sleep, and then we wake up and we look like this. Okay, so the more we can open our palms, this helps a lot with wrist posture and wrist structure. Okay, if you've ever heard of carpal tunnel, opening up the palms is really, really going to help. Okay, alternating there. All right, for a single leg RDL, what this looks like, these are also sometimes called flamingos because you stand on one leg. So get a nice, good stance. One leg is going to swing back. come back forward, and then you alternate, swing back, and come back forward, okay? A little bit of balance involved. You take your pick. You can, of course, hold on to something as you do those RDLs. No problem with that. Make sure you are in a safe place and you don't kick anybody or anything. All right. So grabbing your dumbbells, getting ready, 30 seconds, and alternating front raise, go for it. It kind of feels a little weird, but again, it works on that posture to extend the spine, stretch the lat all the way up at the top. And it actually helps your bicep tendon work with your shoulder, not against your shoulder. And relax. So there's a lot of things, a lot of joints involved with this exercise, okay? We're going to go back into the alternating front raise or single leg RDL. You take your pick. Ready and go. Good. Really try to rotate those palms. Make sure they're facing the ceiling the whole time. Good. 3, 2, and drop it down. Nice. If you are doing the single leg RDLs, it starts to wear and tear a little bit on your hips because you're balancing so much. Keep that flow, keep alternating, swing that leg back. One more set, then a burst. Ready and go. Good. Halfway there. Good. Keep those arms as straight as possible. Reach up. Open those palms. And done. All right. For this next burst, okay, you can either stand or sit down for this, but we're going to be using just our arms for this burst, okay? So what we're going to do here, this is a huge, huge exercise for dragon boating because it works on a stretch, an activation, and a mobilizer, okay? So basically, arms come out front, okay? You come into a T, you come back forward, you come into a W, field goal position, okay? There you go. Maybe if you play for the Bears, your field goal looks like this. Haha, just kidding. All right. All right, then you're gonna come back forward and then you make an I, Whoa, okay? All right, so T, W, I, T, W, I. And the key point to this is getting your hands back behind your body. Okay, so T, I just smacked my hand, sorry. T, W, I, trying to push those hands back behind the body. And again, we'll talk about why that's so important at the end here, okay? Ready, 15 seconds as fast as you can, and go. T, W, I, T, W, I. Move, move, move. Good. There you go. Move those arms. And relax. Done. Okay. It's kind of stressful. It's just like you're like, ah, okay.
I call it like orchestra conductor. I call it orchestra conductor movement.
There you go. There you go. So Paul's over there conducting his symphony. All right, one more time. Ready and go. Good. Pump it out. Good. T-W-Y. T-W-I. And relax. Done. You kind of feel your shoulder blades moving, maybe some crunching a little bit. Maybe you're like, wow, I've never done that before. Holy cow. Okay. The more you do this exercise, actually, it'll start to feel a little bit better. We're working a ton again on that lovely word, posture. Last and final time, and go. T-W-I. Good. Find a speed that's comfortable for you. Good. Throw those hands back behind and done. Nice. Hopefully you feel like you're sitting up a little taller right now. Maybe you're like, ah, my shoulders. All right. Okay. We have one more exercise. One more exercise. And then we're going to talk a little bit about dragon boating. Okay. And the importance of obviously posture and what a start looks like. Okay, so for anybody who has done dragon boating, I'll kind of pick on Bob and Kuna and Evie today for what a start feels like. Maybe give a little 30-second blurb, and then we'll conclude the night. But awesome job. Last and final exercise, what we're going to do here, okay, you are welcome to grab your weights for this. I have a 10-pound weight here. I'm not going to combine them, just because it's easier to hold one dumbbell for this, okay? These are called X's, okay? Kind of like a chop or rotation, okay? So you're gonna bring that dumbbell up high. We're gonna rotate down, come back up, rotate down, up, down, up, down, up, down, okay? So you're drawing an X, all right? For my lower body movement, okay, what I'm going to have you guys do is you are going to be down on your back and you're going to bring your hips up and you're going to alternate into what's called a glute bridge march. A glute bridge march. So the whole time my hips are off the ground. Okay, so a glute bridge march or our big huge X's. Grab two weights, grab one weight, whatever you'd like. 30 seconds and go. Good. Now this is working a lot on that coordination as we cross that body. 5 seconds. And done. Okay, 2 more times that. Quick little burst at the end. You're done. You're doing awesome. All right, ready? And go. Nice. Almost there. And relax. One more time. One more time. If you, I'm gonna kill Helena. I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna get. She's like, I can't do one more time. No. Okay. Promise, one more time. Just 30 seconds. All right. If you'd like to grab a heavier weight, you can. If you want to stick with your weight, you can. Or if you want to drop your weight for this last one, you can as well. Okay. Last time and go. Draw that X. Now, if you're feeling like a dragon boat athlete and you're like, I'm ready to go, go ahead and speed up a little bit. 10 seconds. 3, 2, just kidding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry. I looked at my clock wrong. Sorry, that happens. That happens. Okay, our last and final burst, all right, is going to be similar to a jumping jack, but a crossover jack, okay? Because we're working a lot on crossing over. Hands come out wide, crossover, crossover, okay? Just moving right in here, all right? If you'd like to involve your legs, you can. I'll show you what the bottom half looks like. My arms are still going back and forth, but my legs are doing the same thing as I hop back and forth. And Helena is like, heck no, dude, you're nuts, okay? So, so going back and forth with the hands or the legs, take your pick. 15 seconds, ready, and go. Good, move, 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 move. It's only for 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop. Good, we only have 5 more of those. 5 more of those. Just kidding, just 2 more, just 2 more. Ready, and go. Good, quick little bursts. Pump those arms. Make a move, make a move. And relax. Okay, one more. One more. I'll give you lots of rest right now. Lots of rest. 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Pump. Move, 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 move. 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Done. All right, people. Awesome job. Dragon Boat crew, way to go. If you hopped on tonight and you were like, I don't even know what a dragon boat is, you're welcome, okay? So thank you guys for joining. If you've never seen a dragon boat, I have a little model right here. It's kind of a nice long boat. There is a dragon. Say hello, okay? And you kind of sit in these tight little rows right in here. And before COVID, believe it or not, there was 2 people that sat on each bench. You know, I know it's mind-blowing now, but at one point in that tiny little long boat, there was about 22 people on that boat. And nobody thought a thing of it. So if Bob or Kuna and Evie want to unmute themselves right now and talk about, just in like 30 seconds, what a start is and what a start feels like.
Well, a start is getting that boat that is dead in the water off to the races. So your goal is to kind of bring it up and out of the water.
Bring your front end up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then Bob, what do you got for us?
I'm kind of a nerd, so there's 2 points that I look at. And I suggest anybody who can to stern, because then you can see what really goes on in the boat, what works. So first thing I look at in any paddle stroke is transfer of energy. In other words, your body can only transfer so much energy through the paddle. It's either going to move the water or it's going to move the boat. You want to, if you're stroking, especially on the start, and you see a bunch of swirl, you know you've moved water and you haven't moved the boat. The second part I look at is like getting a truck for you guys in Arizona stuck out of sand, or us up north stuck out of water. You don't want to spin the tires. So if you're doing your start and your paddle's not deep, like your tread and the tire isn't deep into good solid dirt, you're going to spin. So to start down deep, there shouldn't be any swirl. The water shouldn't move. It should knock the boat forward. Hopefully you can knock the stern off the back. And then just kind of build it up like first gear, going to second gear, but don't move the water. Just move the boat. Try to knock the stern out. If you get the drummer off, that's 2 more points. That's my stuff in a nutshell.
Right. No, those are 2 great points. So Evie and Kuna talked about, something with the boat. I'll kind of show with like my little model here. Imagine it's resting down here at the bottom of the screen and it's almost lifting like in that motion. Now, obviously it's not going to do that in the water. And then what Bob's talking about is you can either move what we call down here in in lovely Tempe Town Lake, because we don't really have a lake. We have a canal that we call a lake because we're in Arizona. But called like dirty water, or when you pull and you just kind of hear that like vacuum, that slushy sound. It's not that deep, like whoosh, and so the boat, when you get that dirty water, it just kind of like it wiggles, like as you can see, like when a truck, that was a great analogy, like a truck stuck in sand and the tires just spin. It's maybe moving or vibrating, but there's no forward motion to it. So with a start, it's extremely fast. It's really quick. Every team that you'll ever be on does starts differently, but the goal is still the same, where we need to get this puppy moving now. And so with that, you'll see different kind of stroke rates of, a 5.55 or a 5.10.5, or I was on one that was like a 20 and a 2. It was nuts. It was weird. But basically, you're in that paddle and you're trying to increase speed, or in that boat, and you're trying to increase speed as you pull. So those first ones, again, it's kind of like moving through sludge or molasses, where you're like, and you're trying to pick it up, and each little stroke, you're trying to increase speed. So hopefully that kind of gives you a perspective of what a start feels like. What's really cool about a dragon boat race, or just a dragon boat practice in general, is just like we did for the past hour, we all do the same thing. We work together. We may not be able to all put in the exact same amount of force, but if I'm pulling more than Paul, and Paul can't keep up with me, or I'm trying to go faster than Paul, then I am actually slowing down the boat. It's not Paul's job to catch up to me. It's my job to slow down to Paul, because we do this all as a team. So same thing kind of on these calls applies too. So great job, people. That is all our Dragon Boat facts. Bob has one more thing.
When you talk about that, getting back to the truck stuck in the sand, the way I tell the new teams is you got to get, now we all have to push the truck out. If we all heave-ho as one motion, it works. If you push, then I push, and Joey pushes, it's not going anywhere. That's my analogy back to the stock truck.
Absolutely. And I'm sure we're going to have Bob, talk about his entire experience. But Bob's been around for a little bit for dragon boating, so we'll let him, give his credibility speech at some point. But no, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. That's it for tonight. If you need to hop off, you can. We'll stay on for maybe 2 more minutes, and then Gilbert will end the call.